Hi guys, I'm Jen Johns and this is Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio. As you know, no job is too big, no pup is too small. We're going to be making a Paw Patrol cake today. I've got this cake shaped like a dog food bowl and hiding inside is a paw. Let's get started on this cake tutorial. To make the cake, we're going to be using 3 8-inch round vanilla cakes. The link to that will be in the description box if you need a really good, delicious recipe. We're also going to be using 4 different colors of fondant. I've got blue, red, white, and yellow. We're going to be using some chocolate prepared cake pop mix. This is just chocolate cake crumbs mixed with a little bit of buttercream. We need some edible spray, which is silver color. This is just like gel paste, but in like an aerosol form. We're going to use it to color the shield. We're going to be using some chocolate dry cereal, which looks like, you know, little kibble for little pups that they might be eating. Now, for the pup paw prints, I've got some of these larger M&Ms and then some corresponding smaller ones. You're going to need 1 large and 4 smaller for each of the paw prints. And then for Sky, there wasn't a large pink one, so I've just got a chocolate melting wafer there. Now we're also going to need some nice sky blue buttercream and then some vanilla buttercream. I'll also put the link to that in the description box. Now what I have down here is a Paw Patrol cutter set. I'll put the link to that in the description box if you're interested in getting your own set, or you could print the logo off from the internet and then just cut out the different pieces and then use that as a tracer. So I have 2 of my baked cakes here and I've leveled off both of them so the top is nice and flat. This is a 6 centimeter or about a 2-inch round cutter and I've got it in the center of this cake that's attached to the bottom. I'm just pressing it in about halfway through and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side afterwards. But with my paring knife, I'm just going to dig in here and I'm going to go around and I want to get out like a little, basically like a half circle here with this. If you don't have a sharp knife, you could use a spoon to dig that out. Just kind of want to make sure that get all those little scraps out of there. Now repeat that on the other one over here, because this is going to be the bottom and this is going to be the top of the center of the pad of the paw. That's going to be hiding in the center. So I'm just digging that out again with my sharp knife like that. And then we're going to take our cake pop mixture. And what I'm going to do is fill the hole with 2 half spheres. So I'm just working the dough here. And then I'm going to try to mound it. And I'm just going to pack it into here until it fills this hole, just like that. And that's probably almost perfect for that amount. You don't want it to be too overflow because we're going to go back to the other one and fill it up as well. So I'm just going to fill the second hole up and then we're going to get the buttercream and I will attach the 2. So our next step is to take our vanilla buttercream. Now with these layers in between, you don't want to have very much buttercream. The reason is because you don't want them to kind of like highlight it. At one point, like when we get closer to the paws, there will be a little bit extra buttercream, but down in these main ones here, you just want enough buttercream here that it's just going to have the cake stick together. So I'm going to just put about that much on. And now what I'm trying to do is line up my 2 holes by flipping over my cake. And if you put them both in the center, they should line up no problem. So now we're going to cut out from here the first line of paws. So I have a larger cutter now. This is about 11 centimeters in size. I'm just going to press it down into the cake here too. Just giving it a little twist to help it kind of get through those layers. Now I'm going to use my sharp knife again and I'm just going to cut around that area and I'm going to pull out, so it's kind of like a trough or just like a little circle that we're going to build in here. So I'm going on the inside of it, of the circle that I laid with the cutter, and then on the outside as well. And then I'm just going to peel it all out, pick it out, and then we're going to fill it up with some more of the cake pop mixture. So I'm just going to get this out here. Now you want to obviously clean that out a bit like this, just picking it out, and you can lay it down, like get it out of the way. That will even help fill in any gaps that you might have around your like the cake pop mixture stuff. So I'm just taking my cake pop mixture. I'm just going to roll it into like little like small little worms. You can make these circles this like is fatter as in diameter as you want to. And then I'm just going to press it, maintaining the circular shape though, into this hole here. So I'm just going to finish this up and then we're going to get more buttercream. So what we're going to do next is the third and final layer. So now I have a 8 centimeter wide diameter cutter. and I'm pressing it in about halfway, actually not even halfway, because we're going to cut out a little bit of a divot out of the top. And I'm just going around again. I'm going to cut out that little like circle area. I'm going to cut this out and pull out all the scraps. So just like we did before with this previous layer in the second one. So it's kind of hard. You got to keep track of when we're working on the top of the cake, the bottom of the cake. So this is what you would consider the bottom of the final layer. And so I'm just going to put my little piece of the final, I guess you would call them the toe part here, into there like that. Press that in, try to keep it into that circular shape. Get some more to fill that final little bit there. Just rolling it with my hands, making sure that it's going in there. There we go, like that. Press that down as much as you can while maintaining that round shape. And then we're going to go over to our stacked cakes here. And in the center, I'm just going to pipe some buttercream like this, and then around the outside as well. It's just easier to do it for this one. Now this is the layer that's going to have a little bit more buttercream than the other layer did. And then I'm just going to take this cake and again, flip it over top and keep it in place like that. So there we go, we've got it stacked and our little paw print is hiding inside. So now that our cake is stacked, we are going to take a sharp serrated knife, and I'm coming in about a 1/2 inch from the side here, and I'm just going to carve down to slope the sides. So I'm just going to work on each section here, and I'm going to go all the way down like to the second layer here, but I'm not going to carve anything on that third layer. And I'm just going to work slowly, taking off these sides, sloping the side of the cake. So I'm going to go around and do this until I get that shape of the dog bowl. So I've got the cake carved, and now I have the largest circle that I could find in my cutter set. You just want one that's going to complement the width with which you find your top. So I'm just going to press this down, probably, I'm going to start at like 1/4 of an inch only, and you want to be aware of the fact that there's that little toe at the top of this layer underneath here that we had before. So what we're doing here is just kind of carving out a really small recess area where the little tiny like cereal is going to go to make it look like the actual dog food is inside. So I'm just carving this out again with a sharp knife, taking this section out. If you end up hitting like the little bit of the chocolate, it's not the end of the world, but just try to avoid that. We'll see if I avoided that. Let's see. Oh, good. So then you can just kind of carve it around, take out a little bit more. And then to finish off this section of the cake, we're going to cover the entire thing in this nice bright blue buttercream. So we're going to get covering this entirely all over the cake. So I'm moving on to my fondant work now. So I've rolled out a piece of the white fondant. I'm going to take the largest cutter that's in the kit, and I'm going to cut out it's kind of like the outside of the shield that holds everything together, like that. And then I'm going to cut the bone out. I like to do everything that needs white at the beginning because I do find that there's sometimes transfer from like the mat and from your fingers sometimes. So I'm just cutting out all these little pieces. So these guys you're going to need to pop out and pick them out like that. Now you want to set everything aside just to dry for a little bit. And over here I have a shield that's already dried, and I'm just going to spray it with my silver, and it takes a little bit of time to dry as well. So you just want to coat it with this spray like this, and then just leave that to dry and leave these pieces to harden. So I've got my yellow fondant laid out here, and the yellow fondant gets used with the larger letter cutters. Each of the cutters come in 2 different sizes for the letters. So you just want to cut out these ones with the yellow here. And then moving to the blue down here is the smaller version of the letter colors. So I'm just cutting those ones out. And you also, with the blue, you want to cut out this little Paw Patrol bone here. So I'm just going to press it down, and it's going to imprint that word patrol there, and we can cut it out with an X-Acto. Then over here on the red, we're going to cut out the red with the shield. So I'm just going to tidy up my edges here, and then we'll be back with some water and a paintbrush in order to put these all together. So now that we have all of the pieces cut out, what we're going to do is put them together. So the first thing I'm going to do is just use some water to act as the glue, and I'm just going to put it on the back of that red shield here, and then I'm just going to put it on top of that silver piece. And then the yellow pieces go down first, and I'm going to put that P up there like that. And then the blue goes on after that, like that. Slide that guy in place. And you can see up here that I've got some already completed. So I'm just going to put those ones on into place. Now, when you've got the water on, you've got a couple of minutes while you can still move it around if you don't like where you've placed it. So that's kind of nice and forgiving, briefly. Now with the bone, I'm going to put the bone on the bottom here and just attach that down there like that. And then the blue part, which has the Patrol written on it, we're going to put that there. And we've got our logo all ready for the cake. So all we need to do now is put the logo on the cake, and we need to put the little paw prints. So we're going to put the logo on the front, and I've just put a little bit of fresh buttercream on there so it sticks a little bit better. And I'm just going to line up the logo. I've marked it just really lightly in order so I can line it up straight there. Now with a little bit of additional buttercream, I'm just going to put it on the back of this little M&M there. Just going to help to stick kind of the paw in there. I'm just going to put the paw prints all around here. You need one of the big ones and then 4 of the little ones that are going to go around. And then the final thing that I need to do is put the little cereal pieces on the top to fill the little divot that we cut out. And then while I am finishing this off, I've got another one on the go, of course, and I am going to put it into, like, I'm going to cut it open in order for you guys to see the awesome paw that is hiding in the center of this cake. So there you go, everybody, how to make this cute Paw Patrol cake. If you like the idea of hiding different little images inside the cake like I did here with the paw, make sure you check out the playlist in the description box so you can see lots of our other ideas for that. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you do. Stick around for lots of our fun cake and cupcake and cookie recipes. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys all again next time.